Now for the track guide. Before starting, if you want to improve at a quicker pace, check out my website, link will be in the video description. A lot of courses are there that can help you out. Now going into the track guide itself, for turn 1, reference for braking will be the number 3 board. Make sure you're using everything here. It's a little bit easy to just put the car and align yourself with the white line, but you have to align yourself with the grass. Super important to open up as much as you can. So there's even a little bit of space in between the grass and the white line, so make sure you're emphasizing using the track because it's going to be super important. Braking at the number 3, braking with 0 degrees of steering wheel angle, make sure you're not braking and turning at the same time, or you have just 1, 2, 3 degrees of steering lock. It's gonna make you take an early apex, but also it's gonna make the braking a bit less efficient overall. So brake with a straight steering wheel, and when you get past the last sign, then you will start to turn into the corner more and more and more, going into second gear. What's super important around here is to emphasize trail braking. So trail brake a lot more than you think, because you need a late apex and you need to stay tight towards the inside. If you will track out a bit wider, because the track goes almost to the left side, so the grip fades away from the apex, you will be slower. You will feel that when you're missing the apex, you will struggle for traction, and especially rear traction. Make sure to stay into this grippy zone towards the inside and look at the brake trace. You see, still trailing, still trailing, still trailing. The curb ends right now, and that's when we push the throttle. So don't push the throttle before the curb ends. You will just go wider and you will fight for grip on the outside. And now we're just gonna follow the white line around here. And by the way, guys, if you want to get even quicker, you should check out Go Setups. They provide setups for this car, for many others, even for other simulators, and honestly, after trying them out, they're amazing setups. They will make you faster, and you can use the GITGUD code in order to even get a discount. Now, preparing this corner right here, what you want to do is you don't want to go all the way to the outside, so to travel a longer distance. Basically, what you want to do is to almost keep the car in the center of the track. Notice that we're not apexing at the grayish curb as well. So we keep the car center of the track, and whenever we're in the middle of this curb, we start to apply the brake, but we don't want to brake, like to slam the brakes hard. We want to brake as we turn. And because we do this, we have to go progressively on the brakes and a bit lower. So look, still braking, not pushing the car all the way to the white with the yellow and green curb. Still keeping in the center right, and then trail braking in lower percentages. When we get this close to the curb, then we're going to use a lot of steering wheel angle. Look, there's a lot, because you need to cut the curb, and you need to get the rotation from the steering itself, not just from the trail brake. So make sure you're not slipping on using the steering wheel, and then pushing the throttle while you're cutting this curb. Ideally, this should bring the car to this right side, brushing the grass almost. You're gonna reposition quickly, and the reference for braking here is honestly the moment that you straighten up the car. When you get off the curb, you straighten up the car, you just stay maybe it's half a second that you stay straight, and then you're gonna be applying the brake. So everything happens quickly. You will go into second gear, and it's the same story. You want to cut this curb as much as you can, because the exit of this corner will lead to a big straight. So you need to have the car in the center. You don't need to have the car to the right side. So in order to do that, you need a late apex, and you also need to cut a lot over this curb and use the steering wheel. Then you're gonna push the throttle, and you're gonna cut towards the next. It's very quick, a quick left right. You're gonna drop the throttle to 0, and once you're mounting the curb, you're gonna push the throttle back in. Notice that we don't spend a lot of time coasting. Like, we're dropping the throttle to 0, immediately go back up. We just do this so that we can put more load on the front tires, we get a little bit more grip, and then we're gonna try to make this corner. Make sure you're pushing the car all the way here to the left side towards this grayish part of the curb, because if you're not doing this, then you obviously have to lift even more for the next corner. So making sure we're opening the right hander is key, and you won't be able to keep it flat. But the best thing you can do is to try to hold as much as you can the throttle and fight for every percentage under throttle, and also make these corners like this. So notice that the throttle we're going progressively up, but we can't slam it on to 100% instantly. That's not going to be possible. Now this part right here, it's just a straight line. Basically, if you did everything right in the previous part, you will gain a lot of lap time, excepting here we're doing a lift. We're doing a lift, cutting this curb, and then pushing the throttle back in. The reason why we're doing that lift is because we don't want to have the car in the center or center left for the next corner. It's super important to have it on the right side. So because we want to have the car positioned on the white line at braking, that's why we're doing that lift. The moment that the road straightens up, you're going to be applying the brakes in 5th gear, turn and cut this curb. You can even cut more, and you can even be a bit earlier on the throttle. Look that we still had a little bit of space. So margin are small, but try to push more in this corner because it's definitely possible. Now going into the next corner, repositioning as quickly as you can to the left side. Don't lose any time because this is the most difficult corner of the track. It's a blind corner. You're going uphill. Make sure you have the car on the left side as quickly as you can. After number 3, you're going to be applying the brakes. Look how close we are to the grass. This is the level of using all the track that you need in this corner. Going into 3rd gear, and you're going to be turning initially, taking a bit of an early apex. It's actually a geometric apex because we're taking exactly the middle. Cutting the curb in 2nd gear. Make sure you get even closer than this to the green and white curb on the left side, and then while trail braking, getting to the next corner. So if you're looking on the telemetry, we are holding the brakes from the initial braking uphill all the way to this last apex. We're not dropping the brakes. We're modulating a little up and down. We're releasing, but still holding them, because if you're gonna just brake hard, drop the brakes, let's say you give it a blimp of throttle in between, then brake again, and then give it a throttle on the exit, this is gonna be slow. You need just 2 inputs: braking when you're starting, and then going back on throttle. And now this is gonna be just a big straight, so let's skip a little bit and let's prepare the next braking zone, which is around here. So we are aligned. At number 3, we will start to brake in a straight line, then we'll start to turn. The reason why we're braking in a straight line first and then turning is because, as you can see right now, where I stopped the video, the highest amount, like the peak pressure, we had it with the steering wheel straight. Now when we're turning, we're holding less percentages. So the grip is split between turning and braking, and initially, because we want to brake hard, we're gonna brake, and late, we're gonna brake in a straight line. Then we're gonna release more and more. In 4th gear, make sure you're cutting this curb all the way to the grass. You should be aiming to be very close to the white line on the exit. As you get over the crest and now the road starting to straighten up, then you want to bump the brake pressure once again because you have more grip. And now in 2nd gear, cut this curb. Make sure you're not going all the way and touching the yellow and green. Stay very close to it, but don't touch it. Cut this curb like that, holding 100% throttle. And now, super important, you need a late apex and you need to cut a lot. So going flat out into the corner, dropping the throttle before reaching the curb, and then applying a bit of brakes. Look how much we're cutting here. This is the picture that you need in your mind. Still holding the brakes, in 3rd gear, now bumping the brakes as we're going downhill, still holding the brakes, cutting this curb a lot, and then pushing the throttle while keeping a very tight line here on the inside, using all the curb. And in short, that's a lap around here. This is a very technical track. This is a hard lap. Don't get me wrong, this circuit might be a free one, it might be a rookie circuit, but this is one of the most difficult tracks, so you have to be prepared for it. And once again, if you want to improve at a quicker pace, go setups, my courses, those will help you for sure. And I hope you enjoyed the track guide as well. And of course, looking forward to see you in the next one. Bye bye.